Hello, welcome to the Winning Balance podcast. We are joined here with Jalen Vicars. Thanks for jumping on, dude.
Oh, thank you, man. Pleasure to be here.
I'm excited. You. Yeah, I appreciate you jumping on. I'm excited to get to know you more. I feel like we've been following each other forever.
Too long.
Yeah, exactly.
Too long.
First time meeting in person.
Yeah.
But, dude, I think there's some people that just have like a solid reputation that you hear about through the weeds. And so there's been that respect from you from afar. So whatever you're building is working. You have a solid name. So good for you, dude.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on. Seriously.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's jump into the bio, and then I'd love to hear about your journey from the man himself, and we'll get after it.
Sounds good.
Jalen Vicars. Let's get into this. Jalen Vicars is the founder and CEO of MVP Cleaning, a residential and commercial cleaning company doing $1 million plus in annual revenue across Utah County, Salt Lake County, and Davis County. He started MVP as a solo operator and built it into a multi-county business on track for $2 million with an aggressive push into the commercial cleaning space across Utah. A former walk-on football player at BYU, Jalen brings the same earn-your-spot mentality to entrepreneurship, competing for every client, every win, and every inch of growth. He is known for building authentic, accountability-driven culture and openly documenting both wins and lessons along the way. Jalen served his mission in New York City, where he met his wife Bree outside of business. Nothing matters more to him than his family, Bree, and their 3 kids, Trey, Kyrie, and 1-week-old Amari. Did I pronounce those right?
Yeah.
I love it.
You got it right, bro.
Let's go. His faith and his family are the foundation of everything he builds. Dude, I love that. And that's why you're on the podcast, dude, because I know how much you love family. Where did the ideas for the kiddos' names come from?
Dude, honestly, my wife just loved the name Kyrie.
Really?
We get all the time, like, was it named after, like, Kyrie Irving? Because that's the only Kyrie that I know.
Yeah.
And she, honestly, no.
Really?
She was like, you like Kyrie? I'm like, yeah, that's a famous basketball player. I don't know if you know that. And so, yeah, hopefully my Kyrie is, hopefully
crossing
he makes it big, hopefully. But if not, it's totally fine.
Exactly.
But, no, it just kind of was a thought, to be honest. Nothing
it.
too crazy. So
I like all the names. I think it's great. Well, Jalen, dude, I think we talked about this before recording, but the main purpose of the podcast, I love seeing how you've grown, what you have built as of today, and then stories about the family, what those conversations look like, the whole thing, right? So I'd love to start with how your career started.
Yeah.
Everyone's career, I feel like, has a interesting beginning spot,
100%.
whether it's when you graduated college, during. I'd love to hear your journey.
Yeah. So starting back, I'd say college. Starting back to college, I think is a good place to start. I went to BYU, so I played football at BYU I played for 2 years. So I played 1 year before my mission, then came back from a mission, played a year. But I feel like BYU really helped me kind of become the man. Will help me realize the man that I wanted to become in a way. Just being surrounded by amazing coaches, players, going to a school like BYU where you just held to a high standard. Whether that's it's pros and cons to that. Yeah. But I think it was the environment that I needed to get on a mission. And so I want to start there because it's like the mission was what really changed my entire life. And I thank BYU a lot for that, for me getting on a mission. And so, going to New York City, I went to New York City on my mission, met my wife there, Bree, and she's changed my life for forever, for the better. And so, we have 3 kids, Kyrie, Trey, and Amari. He's 5 days old. So anyways, got back from the mission. I did the whole, Utah thing, tech sales. I did that for about 2 years, I think. And, dude, I'm sure a lot of people in tech sales can speak from it. I was just sick of it, to be honest.
I was on that grind.
Dude, it's hard, man. It's not that I was bad at it. It's just you're in an office, you're cold calling all day. And it's not, you can make really good money. You can take care of your family doing it. But I just felt like there was more for me, or at least that fit me more to do out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that led me to starting my own business with the cleaning. And the cleaning was just an idea, honestly. And I didn't have experience cleaning. I didn't know anyone that had a cleaning company. And I just saw a video. I guess I knew someone. I saw a video on TikTok of that person starting a cleaning company. And I was like, shoot, I try it out. Let's try it out, see if it works. And it was like 6 months in. I was like, shoot, this could be, I didn't know it could be big, but
Yeah.
I feel like it could replace the income that I was getting from tech sales pretty early on. So,
Which is amazing. And
yeah.
I want to dive into that transition a little bit more too. But I mean, I had a similar path.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Seattle. Took me some time to be like, all right, what am I gonna do? I can't live with my parents till I'm 25. I don't want to be
Yeah.
that guy. So got shipped off to Utah, cleared up my life for a little bit. Much different than Seattle, and
Yeah.
pros and cons to that, of course. But the pro was like, it was much easier to find the good.
For sure. Yeah.
And like those good influences, right? So cleaned up my life, got on a mission, went to Indianapolis, and then same thing to you, dude. Like I can't speak like what the mission does to prepare you for the real world
Yeah.
is insane. And whether my kids are religious or not in the future, I just hope that there is something similar to a mission that can prepare them for the real world.
For sure.
It's like the daily structure, everything, dude.
It just speeds up your progress
Yeah.
as a person. Like, yeah, you have that religious aspect of, growing closer to Christ and whatnot. But I think if you can just take those same like values and the same schedule that you had on the mission and literally just apply it to your business or your job or your family, like it literally sets you up for success. It's crazy.
I was always worried that it was going to set me 2 years back, right? Like,
me too.
I'm not going to school. I'm going to graduate when I'm 37.
Yeah.
That was my worry. But then I quickly realized what it was doing to prepare me for my life. I know you saw the same thing. But I'm talking too much now. Jalen, I want to know, like, I think what a lot of people that are in tech sales and they want more, right? If you're cold calling all day and it's for your own thing, it's much different.
It's way different
versus like cold calling for the man.
For sure.
And like, it doesn't feel like there's an end to it.
For sure.
What was your plan in the middle of tech sales? I want to get into this cleaning business. What was your path? Like, was it a cold turkey? Was it, let's ease into this?
Yeah, it was kind of cold turkey, but I also went out and did summer sales right after I quit. And so it was like a month into starting the cleaning company. I like got a raise at my tech sales job. I was like, I'm going to go all in on it. And then I was like, I actually don't want to do this. And then I just quit like right after. And then I kind of got cold feet a little bit, as like any entrepreneur would when you first start a business. And I went out and did summer sales, try to earn up some money to come back and do the business full time. And that was like the worst thing ever, but also the best thing ever, if that makes sense. Like we went so broke doing summer sales. Like it's not what I expected it to be, but I learned a lot that helped me progress my business a lot quicker when I got back. And so I got back and I was like, we moved out of our house that we just bought like almost a year ago, a year from that time, moved into my in-laws' basement, and we were just all in on the business after that. So
that's amazing.
It was fun.
Dude.
It was fun.
And what did those conversations look like with Bree? Was it, and there's no wrong answers here.
Yeah, for sure.
I know it's different for every couple and you get through it regardless, but what did that look like?
Number one, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's willing. She's from Draper, Utah. I don't know if you know anything about Draper, but it's bougie, man. Yeah, Draper's pretty bougie.
Yeah.
And when you meet Bree, she comes across as bougie, just the way that she looks. But when you get to know her, she is the most like down to earth person. Doesn't care. Like she just cares that the family's good. We have a roof over our head. We have food to eat. And that's just who she is as a person. Just very down to earth. And when I brought the idea to her, she just was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we called my in-laws. We're like, hey, we got to move back into your basement. Are you okay with that? And we we had Kyrie, and then we just had Trey like 4 weeks before this. And so my in-laws were like, yeah, I want to live, like my grandkids are coming to live with us. So they were pretty hyped on it. And, but to answer your question, she was all in on the business from day one, I would say. She was a little nervous at first, just of like cleaning, home cleaning.
Naturally, yeah.
Like it's like, you're a man, why are you doing home cleaning? Same thoughts that I had. But once she saw like what we could do, I think she was a little bit more comfortable with it. And she was all in on it and was willing to do whatever to make it work.
How long ago was this? Like, how long have you been into MVP?
3 years and 4 or 5 months. I was looking at it today. Yeah.
Dude, and I feel like maybe that was like the beginning of it. Maybe you were even before that, but I feel like this, like building service-based businesses has become such a fad. Maybe like Cody Sanchez, whoever.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you feel like that came into play of like, I want to go chase this, I've been seeing it out? Or do you feel like it was 3 years ago? I don't know if it was talked about as much.
No, not at all. And I feel like the person that I saw on TikTok was like the first person that I've ever seen have a cleaning business. I didn't even know it was a thing, to be honest.
So it wasn't big at that time. Yeah.
It was, I feel like it was secretly big, and I feel like it's still secretly big.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still talk to a few people, and they're, I was like, I have a cleaning business, and they're like, oh, okay. Like it's not like I'm, a sales guy at a car dealer, like something cool, I guess you could say. And so I think it's something that people are noticing though, and starting to realize it has a lot of value, and you can really grow it if you do it the right way.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it's genius. I mean, that's part of why I've been intrigued by what you've done too. Because I feel like with AI, with how much our world's changing, there's not a lot of certainty to any industry right now. It feels like
not at all.
And I feel like service-based businesses are probably like the most protected in my eyes of just like, people are always going to want their home cleaned. They're always going to need their HVAC repaired, and doubling down on it, I think is awesome.
Yeah.
So,
I got kind of lucky, I would say. I will say this though, Todd Peterson.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this, I don't think, but he started a cleaning business.
Really?
Like back in college, I think. That was like his first business that he ever did.
I didn't know that.
And I remember reading that as I was starting mine, and I was like, and I met Todd he doesn't know me personally, but I met him a few times, and he's a stand-up guy, just a really good guy, very giving, obviously very successful. And when I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Let's
go. If Todd did it, I'm doing it. And I see where he is. And so, but anyways, a lot of people don't know that about Todd though.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I've never met Todd in person, but I feel like he's like, if I were to put one name behind like the influence of Utah business, it's like Todd. Him or Ryan Smith. I feel like they both have done so much for the community.
100%. It's very giving, very giving.
It's very insane. Giving people. My next question for you, Jalen, you hinted on you had 2 kids, and that's when you decided to jump all in on that.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me through that. You got 2 mouths to feed. You're leaving some stability of tech sales. You're doing well in it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to hear, even if it's not with Bree, but like where your train of thought and how you talked yourself through that.
Yeah. It's, I feel like it's a feeling that a lot of people don't understand unless you're like literally going through it. And even me, because I was only 24, 23, I think at that time. So I was still super young. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. It's super hard. And I'm sure you can relate to it.
100%.
It's like but also I feel like that's what kept motivating me to make it work and to figure it out. Because it was almost like someone, have you heard the analogy of someone, if someone has a gun to your head, like I'm sure you can sell that.
Figure it out.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah, 100%.
It's similar to that of like, now I have a family, not only my wife, because me and my wife, if we needed to, we'll sleep on the couch.
Yeah. If
we need to, but now it's like my wife and 2 kids, we can't sleep on the couch.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to give my kids that life. And so it was hard, man. But also I feel like it helped me stay close to God during all of this. And I feel like that's like a double-edged sword because I feel like some people, they get very successful in business and they draw away from God.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always tried to take the approach of no matter what, like stay close to God as much as possible because I know he's going to help me with all the concerns and feelings and pressure that I feel of having a family.
Yeah.
And now, like with having a business, it's like 20 plus people on payroll. I'm literally taking care of my family and the people on payroll now. And so it's added pressure, but having God in my corner has been super helpful, man. Super
I love
helpful.
that, dude. It is I mean, I just have my assistant and some commission-based roles, but
It's still hard, man.
it is like you feel that weight, and you want to help them provide for their
Yeah.
families.
Yeah.
You got to put food on your table.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. And you hit on it. This is something that I talk about in training actually a lot of that analogy. If we always say in real estate, like if you're not talking to 20 people a day about real estate,
Yeah.
then like it's really hard for us to train you on the next step because you got to fill the top of your funnel.
For sure.
And the amount of excuses that come of like, I couldn't hit my conversation because of this, that. And I said, it's like, yeah, a gun to your head. Or if someone had your family hostage in a house
100%.
and they said, and it's extreme, it's aggressive, but it's
Yeah.
just the practice of you can figure this out.
100%.
You have to unlock something in your brain that,
100%.
and sometimes that hunger, you can't like
Yeah.
manufacture it, right?
No.
So
It's crazy.
interesting.
No, it is. And I feel like a lot of people are scared of that feeling or scared to go down that road. But I think a lot of people have to realize, like, people that are successful and people that aren't successful, they still feel the same thing.
100%.
The only difference is that the person that's successful did it. It doesn't mean I'm smarter than that person that's not successful. I'm sure there's so many people smarter than me. Like, I'm not the smartest guy. I didn't graduate college, man. Like, I'm not smart. I just had a will and a hunger to make it work.
Yeah.
And I just had that. I mean, kids helped, and having a family helped early on, which I want to talk about. But yeah, anyways, very, very true, though.
Yeah.
Very true.
My realization of that is moving from Seattle. And I'm super open about this on the podcast and social media.
For sure.
But like complete rock bottom of like separated from my wife, trying to figure that part out, moving to a new market, starting
tough,
over my
man.
business. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
but that hunger propelled me to like new heights in my business as a human.
Yeah.
That I can't, like, if I want to get to this next stage that I dream about, I have to find that hunger that's going to get me there.
100%.
Whereas it was forced for
Yeah.
me to get to where I am today.
For sure.
So it's an interesting perspective.
No, it is. I feel like I've seen a lot of men, I should say, even like fathers in my life that I've had, like stepfathers or actual father, that when it gets hard, like I feel like that's what separates I want to be cautious with my words, but
Let it loose.
I don't want to say a real man from like a man, but just I feel like what really shows what a real man is a man that can go through those things and have those hard times and like feel that pressure and still rise to the occasion and be willing to make changes. Dude, that would literally solve all the problems in the world, actually.
I love that.
And so, I don't know, good on you, man. That's hard.
appreciate
That's
it.
very hard to do as a man.
Yeah. I mean, I know, what it's like going through like the lows. Any entrepreneur has felt it. And you can crumble.
Yeah.
Or you can, there's times I've crumbled too. It's not to say that I always execute at my fullest, but I've had a fair amount of L's. But, I mean, Jalen, I'd love to hear, you're not from Utah. You were born and raised in multiple different states. It sounds like. What is your upbringing? Like, how has that shaped you to where you are today?
Yeah. It's funny. I was talking to my cousin about this the other day. We're all from the same area in Florida. And, it's not probably like, it's terrible there. It's like you can find good, just how you can find good in Utah, but you can find really bad if you want to there. And Utah is very, it's just a bubble, I should say, which is good. Like, I love it because I have kids, and that's the environment I want for my kids, where it's peaceful and safe. But Florida, where we're from, man, it's it's just like you can find like you go to school with negativity, you go to school like your neighborhood is negativity, but I think there's also a lot of value in that for me of just seeing like you have an option. You can either choose to go down this path or you can choose to go down this path. And those that come from that environment and choose to go down the good path, I guess you could say, they can do so much. They can provide so much value in the world because they have that perspective of what it looks like to not have a good life or to not have a dad in the home or to literally see like your friend get shot right in front of you or have friends that have died. And so I think it's really helped me. I'm never like I don't come across as like, that type of person, but I have been around people like that in those environments, and it's really given me that perspective that I feel like is what I needed, to be honest, to get me through life for sure.
I love that.
And so you don't have to be a product of your environment, man. You can really be who you want to be.
I feel like I share that same sentiment, like being from Seattle and seeing many different walks of life, like
For
even
sure.
like my closest friends and
Yeah,
how many of them have OD'd and like
for sure.
passed. It's just a complete different environment, as
Yeah.
I know from being raised in Florida, but I share the same sentiment of there's a side of me that is appreciative of knowing my kids are going to be raised in an environment that isn't exposed to that as frequently.
Yeah.
But the fear on the other side is they're being raised in a bubble.
Way too sheltered.
And they don't know what life outside of Utah is like.
For sure.
And there's a sense of judgment that I feel like can come.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many pros and cons to Utah, and I'm
100%.
highlighting just a slim negative to it of understanding what the real world is like and loving people who might not fit the mold.
Exactly.
How do you, like, I know you've probably thought about this.
100%.
What is your practice? Like, what is your intentions behind this with your kids?
Yeah.
And how they can still see that side of the world?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, and I hope this makes sense, people in that environment, let's say in Florida, some people they're in that environment as they grow up, and then they get 20, 30, 40, 50, and they're still in that environment. And so then you're like, I'm living in Utah now, and I'm like, well, I need to show my kids what this environment looks like. I need to show them, like, there's other parts of the world that aren't as nice as Utah, but why people that are from that environment, they stay in that environment. Like, why? And so what I've like come to, and the conclusion that I've had in my head is as fathers of, in my case, young Black men, or in your case, just as, your kid or your kids, it's how much can you be there for them, and can you show up for them when they need you, and can you be a present father? Because what those people are missing in that neighborhood is not having a present father. And that's really what it comes down to. So I think if you have a father that loves you and cares for you and takes care of you, man, that right there literally increases your chances to being successful by at least 100%, at least. Or like let's say you're not successful, you have a dad that loves you, and you can go back to him and rely on him. So from what hopefully this makes sense, but from what I've seen, man, it's like people that don't have dads in the home, like that's why they're still where they are. But those that don't have dads in the home and they still make it, dude, that's so powerful.
Dude,
that's beyond powerful.
My best friend since 8th grade, Isaiah, from Seattle, he's a Black dude, and I've had these open conversations with him. He's like the closest thing to a blood brother that's not related. Like,
that's dope.
Grew up in my house, like goes to my parents' house.
He might as well be your real brother.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And he's hanging out with my parents more than I do because he's still in Seattle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are my parents? And he's like, oh, they're good. I just was there last week.
That's funny.
But he said the same thing, is a lot of people have like, his perspective is 100% on a father in the home.
Yeah.
Rather than a poverty trap, or rather than geographic location. His perspective is 100% a father in a home, which is interesting that you say that.
It's because I feel like life isn't supposed to be that way. Now there's a whole conversation of why people are in poverty and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
100%.
Like that's a totally different conversation. But like no one should be able to. No one should live in that way.
Yeah.
No one should go through those things. But having a dad in the home changes, dude. It changes everything. And I've seen that with my kids. Like I'm sure you've seen that with your daughter. Like when you get home and they just run to the door. And in my mind, I'm like super happy about it. But then I think back when I was younger, I'm like, man, I like missed out on some of that stuff as like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old of just like seeing my dad just get home and I'm just running to the door like dad, 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 dad. And it's that change that literally projects that just helps it just helps you, man.
Oh yeah.
And it just shows you what love is at an early age, I think.
Yeah, so true. And that's not to say that the poverty trap isn't real or these things are. He's
sure.
just saying that the chances of success and the chances of like breaking the bonds with a father in the home are go up exponentially. I think he has
100%.
good insight into it. But I mean, I'd love to hear your perspective too, Jalen. You 3 years in, you've crossed the million mark, the 7-figure mark in revenue. Your company, you're on track for 2 million this year. How does scaling a business come into play of like trying to stay present, trying to be like number one priority, like God and family, right? For you, it sounds like.
Yeah.
How do you keep those intentions pure while still growing a company at this scale?
Yeah. It's hard. I think it's really hard. And I think that's something you got to figure out as an entrepreneur, just going through. I feel like there's no real playbook on it.
Yeah.
At least I haven't found one yet.
Yeah, I nearby.
And so I don't know if there's a real playbook. And I forget who said this. I think it was Casey Ball maybe. But I think because we oftentimes try to find a balance of things, but really it's just there's seasons to everything. I think is what I've come down to is like right now, like just having my third baby, like there's seasons of like I stayed home all morning and I did what Bree would do in the morning for the kids. And I putting the kids to sleep by myself. And so that's the season in life that I'm in right now. But I know there's going to be another season where I'm working 9 to 9 every day.
Yeah.
Or, 9 to 12, 9 to midnight. And so, but I don't think it's about, you want to be present and be there for your family, but I think it's about the time that you have with your family and what you do with it is what matters the most. And I think that's what I've come up with. I'm not perfect at it.
Yeah.
I'm still learning, but
neither am I.
I think that's what I've learned over my 3 short years of running the business is it's seasons to it.
Yeah.
And you got to communicate with your wife. That's the biggest thing. You got to communicate because if she doesn't know what's going on, you think she knows, but you got to tell her. You got to tell her what's up. And so,
dude, you're exposing me right now.
You got to tell her, man. And so that's the biggest thing. I learned that real quick.
Yeah.
Like you got to communicate with your spouse, and they need to know because you're over here trying to get big deals. You got these clients. You got your in my case, cleaners talking to me, and you get home and she's like, my boys just ran on the couch all day, drawed something on the wall. She's in a completely mind space than you are. And that communication helps a ton for sure.
That's something I'm actively working on.
Dude, it's hard, man. Dude, it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like entrepreneurship doesn't have hours.
No.
I don't know when I'm going to get a call from my top client at 7 p.m., 5 p.m. And it's just,
while you're on a date. And
and I've gotten so much better, luckily. But you were hinting, Casey does talk about that a lot. And he talks about seasons of extreme.
For sure.
And then there's never balance, but exactly like you highlighted, there might be a season of like extreme imbalance towards family.
Yeah.
And there might be seasons of extreme imbalance towards your business. And that's normal. And it's, I want to commend you, Jalen, too, for the, like having the pride or having the humility, the lack of pride to shift and wear the dad hat or even what you might feel is the mom hat when it's needed. Right.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, dude, that's something that I like. If you can drop your pride, most marriage problems along
the
with
window.
communication or out the window.
Yeah.
And I'm a freaking prideful son of a gun, dude. So I'm trying to work towards it.
All us
I'm
men
getting-
are, bro. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
It's hard too, because you step into like this masculine role of a business owner. You're running operations. You're wearing multiple hats, and then you go home, and all that's thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. Your kids are running to you like you described. It's just this. You almost have to switch off
Yeah.
business owner mode and just be dad, be husband, and it's such a special feeling too. Like I'm
For
talking
sure.
about it like it's a negative thing, but when you can step into that role
Yeah.
and have the support at home and realize that this business stuff is just a game and this is what
Yeah. Exactly.
matters, it's
Yeah.
like the most refreshing
It's a
thing
game
ever.
changer.
Yeah.
It's almost like a drug in
Yeah.
a way
Yeah.
that you need, but sometimes us prideful people, we try to run away from it for some reason.
Exactly.
And so I don't know. Having family, man, I think that's what drives you to be successful though, is having that family piece to it.
Yeah.
And having that family to go home to for sure.
100%. What are next steps for MVP? Like what are some strategy, 5-year plan? Like what are you guys working on? It sounds like you're making a push for commercial
Yeah.
cleaning. What else is going on?
Yeah. That's commercial is, that we're going hard on that right now. And I'm like itching because I've just been at home all week, and yeah, we're like trying to make a huge push on commercial, and there's reasons behind it. One, it's just the most simplest way to get to our goal of 10 million in 3 years. And we've done houses. Houses are amazing. It's good. It's more transactional than like an actual like business setting, and like similar to real estate where it's a longer sales process. It feels more business like as opposed to residential cleaning in a way. But yeah, right now it's straight commercial. We just partnered with have you heard of Darren Zwick by chance? He owns a construction company, but they build a lot of commercial, like they just built a temple in Linden. I think it's Linden or Orem. I can't remember what city. He's built like fire stations, like just huge buildings is what he builds. And he just bought into the company. So he's a partner now. And the goal there is to be the person that does the cleanings for all the buildings that he does here in Utah. And then 2, he just has a strong connection within people in Utah and the church that we're hoping to kind of
You
dive
partnered
into.
with him.
He partnered with us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he partnered
correct.
with you guys.
Yeah, correct.
That's
So-
amazing.
So we're excited about that. That's gonna help progress the growth of commercial pretty quickly, we're hoping. And outside of that, it's gonna be grinding, dude. Just visiting, just in the trenches is what I
What
like
does
to
that
say.
look like? Like prospecting for real estate is probably a lot different. Are you pulling up to these?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Just going to places, visiting with property managers, facility managers, cold calling. So back to the tech sales days, and then just building relationships and just doing a good job.
Are you
Is
picking
really
up
what
the
it is.
phones these days then? Yourself?
I
Or
have
you-
on the residential side, so I did the sales up until this point
Really?
for the residential cleaning, and we're transitioning myself out of that. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks of me out
Fresh.
of that. Yeah, and so it's been hard. It's not hard. It's just a learning. It's just trying to figure out, because that's what I've done the whole time.
Yeah.
And so just trying to figure out how to balance that and making sure the person that's replacing me does a good job as well. And so, yeah, it's been tough though.
What what is your role now? How has it changed? You went from doing a lot of sales on the residential side.
Yeah.
Are you still trying to fill the gaps of what you're doing now, or how is that?
Yeah. Right now it's overseeing. So we have an office manager, then we have 20 cleaners, and then we have the sales guy. He's a VA over in the Philippines. So just making sure they're doing everything they need to do, at least initially, and then them just owning what they do day in and day out. And then just me transitioning to all commercial and getting that up and running. And
So you'll
then
do the sales side on commercial.
on the commercial side.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, correct. And so,
That's exciting.
and the goal is to get that up the way that even hopefully better than what the residential side is, and then bring on someone to take on the sales for that. And so,
And commercials way more like maybe not subscription based. I don't know what you would call it,
Oh,
but
that's
like
subscription. Yeah.
reoccurring.
Yeah, recurring. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's going to help on an exit too, if you
Oh,
get
yeah.
a higher multiple.
100%. Yeah. Like you can literally jump from a 2.5 multiple to a 4 to 5 multiple
Really?
if you build out your commercial side, because there's contracts similar to pest control.
Yeah.
There's 12 to 24-month contracts, sometimes longer. People are paying a lot more. It's easier. It's more sustainable, in my opinion.
What is the easier side? Just like it's a blank canvas. There's not personal belongings. It's just A through Z type.
I think it takes the emotion out of all of it.
Yeah.
Residential is emotional.
Yeah.
It's too emotional sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy. But commercial is more business-like, and I think if I was a buyer, I would want to buy something that's more business friendly, as opposed to
That makes sense.
it's all emotional. It's very tied to how the market's doing, how a job is doing, and if someone's job goes down, we're the first person they think about to let go of.
For sure.
With commercial, it's like you need your office space looking nice no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's why they have you there. So
that makes perfect sense. Real estate has a similar, like, normal realtor, we call it like retail, like
yeah.
transactions are super emotional, like understandably, because they're moving into this home.
Yeah.
They're picturing their family live there.
Mm-hmm.
The investment side is just A plus B equals C. Let's roll with it, right?
Yeah.
So it's all numbers based, all the emotions stripped from it. And I do both of those now. And like conveniently enough, I'm dabbling a lot more in commercial these days.
For sure.
On the investment side. So it's intriguing to hear different business models and industries.
Sure.
And
it's very similar.
Yeah, exactly.
What it sounds like, very similar. And I'm sure it's harder to get into commercial or get deals for commercial.
Definitely.
And residential, very similar to what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
So,
but once you break in, then
then you're good.
then you're chilling, right? That's the goal. I mean, what is the end goal? Is it an exit that you see? Like, what's the main goal with MVP?
Maybe this is just my thoughts now, I think, but this was like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago ish. But my son, they were just they know what like MVP is now, and they see the cleaners. I take them to jobs sometimes, and they know what I do. They'll like act like they're on the phone and be like, "This is Jay with MVP." Like they know what we do. But one day he was like, "When can I start working for MVP?" I'm like, "Not yet, bro. Like you can't do that yet." But it's small, but that had me thinking. I'm like, man, I could really build this to where my kids could see it one day. And so to answer your question, I don't know if I want to sell the company ever. I do want to structure the business as if it is selling tomorrow. Sure. That's the goal. Everybody says that, but that's the goal for sure. And that's very hard to do. But I think the end goal is to honestly keep running it and maybe build out in a few different states or just crush Utah. That will kind of play out as we go. But I think as of now, it's to keep it for the long run.
I love it.
For sure.
And it's good that you're prepping for whatever. I mean, we call them exit strategies
for sure
in real estate, just having the flexibility and prep to sell, retain, pass off to your kids.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart. Jalen, you're young, what, 27?
26.
26.
Yeah.
Jeez. And you've built this business. So many dudes, females, can't be sexist. In our generation, there's a lack of focus, and social media just exaggerates the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Shiny object syndrome. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah.
AI is doing this. I'm going to start selling this. It's just like squirrel brain.
Yeah.
How have you like become focused to this degree to say, this is what I'm doing. This is where I want to go. Because at 26, that's huge respect to that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and I'm not only saying this because she's here, but I give a lot of credit to my mom for that. growing up, she was pretty hard on me, I think, because, there's her reasons, and I appreciate it now that I'm older. But what that taught me growing up is like, when I say she was hard on me, I'm talking like not going out with friends, like, because you got practice, you're not going hanging out at midnight because you got games and practice. And I think, I didn't make it in sports professionally or anything like that. But I think what that taught me was the value of like what hard work can get you, and knowing how to be dedicated and knowing how to stay focused on what's most important. And I think that's what's helped me with this, truthfully. And I don't want to say it came naturally, because I give a lot of credit to my mom for that. But it's a hard thing to do, because there's times where I'm like, you start making some money, you start having some cash, you're like, I want to go invest into this business, I want to go invest in this, I want to go do this. And every time I do that, dude, my business starts, like, it doesn't fail, but it starts going down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is it going down? And I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you're not focused. And so I think everybody goes through that, but I think if you can learn how to get back on the course when you do that, like, and get back, you take 10 steps back, you're going 15 steps forward again. I think you could do big things. And I think that's what we've done, is just stayed very focused on the main goal. And that's 10 million in 3 years.
Yeah.
So
Which is huge.
Hopefully we make it happen. I don't know, but
And I mean, scaling, you joined the scaling framework in coaching. The framework is so simple, right? Like, it's like, stay focused on one thing, get rid of all the fluff.
Yeah.
And it's such a simple concept, but getting someone to do that, getting myself to do that,
It's hard.
oh my goodness. Like,
It's so hard.
it is so hard.
It's like, I don't know why it makes it so, like, why it's so hard. Because if it was easy, everybody would be building these crazy companies, but it's so hard to do.
Yeah.
But if you can do it, you can do literally anything you want to do.
Yeah.
And I've seen it in my business, like, since joining Scaling. I'm not trying to sell their course or anything, but since joining, like, our revenue has jumped from, at least increased $30,000 to $40,000 over the span of 6 months.
Really?
Just from not changing a thing, just from focusing on what the main thing is.
Yeah.
And it's all about your mindset. It's weird.
For sure.
Sounds cliche, but it's
so true.
It's very true.
I mean, I think too, from my perspective and what I've noticed, it's to get towards the next goal, you have to leave behind a lot of fluff, right? And sometimes that fluff is what feeds your family, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I want to get into commercial, I got to do less residential.
Yeah.
Residential is what provides for my family.
It's transactional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's transactional.
it is. So that I commend you for having that clear picture and getting after it, because I know how hard it is. And I've been trying to put it into practice, and I've gotten so much better at it. And it's crazy when you listen to it. Like, my niche is so specific now. I'm confident in it.
Yeah.
I work with 250K plus earners to be the real estate advisor. And it allows you to stay focused.
Which a lot of people don't do. Like, I feel like if you can just practice that and start thinking in that mindset, like, you're already ahead of anybody that you're competing with, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Well, it's hard too, because it's like, by marketing myself as that, how much business am I leaving behind?
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
Because not everybody makes over 250.
Exactly.
Man. That's like, if I'm not mistaken, that's like 5%.
Oh yeah.
Of the world. And so that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's hard making the shift, but I know that's like my ideal clientele.
For sure.
Rentals and portfolio optimization, tax strategy. It's aligned more so there. So
that's awesome.
But Jalen, a question for you. I know you've probably seen this. Growing up in Seattle and you growing up in Florida and experiencing other places of the world, coming to Utah, it's like your eyes get, because it's so different.
You're like,
And-
what the heck is this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
It's so different in so many ways. But I want to highlight too, like the main pros of why I love living in Utah. And it's there is a culture that 100% wants to build financial freedom, build success for their family.
100%.
But where I feel like it's even more unique to the world is that they value their family relationships. Like simultaneously. You could go to Miami, they love money.
Completely different.
Maybe not as much like family oriented, right?
Way different. Yeah.
New York, maybe similar. Like, what's your advice to the young hustlers out there that they want both? They want business success, they want family life. What's your advice to those people?
Yeah. I think you make a good point about Utah. I think if we had to throw an example of what it looks like to be successful while still having a family and kids and wife and all that stuff, I feel like Utah would be like at the front of that list, 100%. And I think a lot of people here, what they value most is that man above. And I think when you start there, like anything's possible. And so I guess the biggest piece of advice that I would have for someone that's yearning for that or looking for that is get your relationship right with that man above, and everything else will take care of itself. Because once you realize and know who he is and the plan that he has for you, everything falls into place. Like I never expected to be married I got married at 20, now I have 3 kids at 26. But that happened because I decided to put my Heavenly Father first and learn more about my Savior Jesus Christ and go serve his people, and everything else kind of fell into place.
I love it.
And at that time, you don't see it. You're going through the hard stuff. You're going through the trenches. You're quote unquote leaving stuff behind. But I think that's when the doors start to open. And yeah, that's what I would say for sure. And I think that's what's helped me out a ton is, like I said, I'm not the smartest. I never had an example about business or even how to raise a family, but I know I love Christ, and I know I can trust God, and I know they love me. And I think those 3 simple truths carry you a long way, as simple or cliche as it sounds. And so,
no, it's powerful. It's simple, and I love it. Well, Jalen, dude, I appreciate you more than you know jumping on.
Oh, thank you.
Got to know you more, and my respect for you has grown. So I appreciate you jumping on, dude.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.